doing Jacob's Quest, and today I just finished watching episode 11 of season 2 of The Bad Batch, and also we got a Mandalorian episode today, so I guess this is just Wednesdays now for the foreseeable future. I gotta double down, 2 episodes, 2 reviews, right before work. Oh man. But yeah, this episode of The Bad Batch was actually amazing. As you know, of course, it's usually like an Adventure of the Week thing, and I've long accepted that. Some people still kind of struggle with that thing, but it's okay. It's what it is, right? But this episode, oh man, it feels like, you know, I love this. I love that we get like a 2-episode little arc of them stranded on a planet, and then, you know, Sid didn't help them out, and, you know, not much really happens as far as like the overarching story, but like, you know, you just get little moments with they're going on their adventure. It's fine. And then we get like an episode like this where it's like, okay, now remember all that stuff that happened years ago in the Clone Wars? Here's some more payoff, you know? So yeah, first of all, we're meeting up with what's her name? Nala Se, the Kaminoan scientist who was taken to that mysterious mountain facility at the end of season 1, and we get confirmation that it is indeed Mount Tantus. They name drop it. It's Mount Tantus. It's official. And yeah, so basically she's in a cell because she has refused to help these people with their cloning experiments, which we have all long theorized is Snoke, Palpatine related in some vague way, right? And basically one of their mini experiments, they have like different ships coming in, and they have a bunch of commandos, right? Clone commandos from the game. They got a bunch of those guys like everywhere. They're everywhere, so you know that this is like really top secret, important, high security stuff, right? But one of those ships is getting attacked by a mysterious creature, and a bunch of clone commandos get taken out, and it crashes into this nearby village. And so Sid contacts the Bad Batch and says like, hey, something crashed, let's go loot it, let's get some valuable stuff. And the Bad Batch is actually kind of pissed off at Sid because she didn't help them at all get off that planet, which rightfully so, right? Like, and here's my thing. Early on in the season, they set up that Sid might not be as great as she's been in the past, right? Like, she's not very much a trustworthy person. She's shady, right? She's she's pretty sketchy, and definitely it feels like we're building on that. It feels like at some point they're gonna have to cut ties with Sid, and that's not gonna go so well for them because she knows who they are and what they've done and where they're at and all of that stuff, right? So it feels like all that's coming to a head. And is Sid gonna become an outright villain, or is she gonna end up turning around again and be like, no, I'll help you? You know, that's very much a Star Wars thing where like maybe she betrays them for a second, but then she changes her mind again. Who knows? But Sid, not so trustworthy, and the group is kind of getting they're kind of getting tired of Sid's antics, right? Which I think anybody would at this point. In any case, they go to the ship and they find like, okay, something's going on here. There's Kaminoan cloning equipment. This is a highly secretive ship that happened, and something escaped. There's claw marks everywhere. And yeah, something serious went down here, and they end up finding these I think there's 2 of them, or just 1 of them. I thought there were 2 of them. No, I think there's just 1. Anyways, they end up finding this creature that is feeding off of the power, and it is slowly growing, and it looks kind of familiar. And then of course it escapes from the ship when they try to blow it up, and it feeds off the power grid of this small town, and it is now not fully grown but still pretty big, a Zillo Beast. It is the clone of the Zillo Beast, the long awaited thing that they, what was that, season 4 of the Clone Wars? You know, Zillo Beast attacked Coruscant, and at the end of that episode he's like, all right, we're gonna clone it, that way we can get that super awesome armor that is resistant to even lightsabers. And that was like the last we saw of it. There is a one-off sequel trilogy Kylo Ren comic where Kylo Ren takes down one of the Zillo Beasts, but other than that, we haven't gotten anything about the Zillo Beast. So here we go. Here it's back. Here's a clone of that Zillo Beast. And the Empire basically comes in, and they chase away the Bad Batch, and they capture it, and they take it away. And basically it's this whole thing where the group's like, okay, so they didn't destroy Kamino to stop cloning. They just want to control cloning. They want to be the only ones out there who are cloning things, which, you know, of course, right? That's what the Empire does. You know, let's take all their experiments and their research and their technology, and let's annihilate Kamino, and we'll control it over here at Mount Tantus. You know, and so they're like, all right, let's go tell Echo and Rex about what we just saw, because they got a cloning experiments going on. They're doing something. So this is not the last we will see of the whole cloning Mount Tantus arc of the Bad Batch. They're definitely gonna follow this up with something, maybe next episode. Now, as far as Mount Tantus side of things, we get introduced to this new scientist guy. I don't remember what his name was, but he talks to Nala Se about like, oh, you're so great and brilliant. You just work with us. Come on, just you know, like, you don't need to be in this prison cell. And she's like, nope. So they end up calling the governor of Kamino. I don't remember his name either. You know, all the Kaminoans have the Nala Se, Mala, you know, they all sound very similar names. But anyways, the governor guy, turns out he was not killed. He was just in prison on Coruscant, so they bring him over, and he's like, oh, I know exactly how to get her to cooperate. All you have to do is go find this one clone girl. She's pretty important to her. And if you find her, then that's how you can use her to get her to cooperate and help you clone things. So of course now, for what, the second or third time now, Omega is in the crosshairs of the Empire. Now they're like, all right, let's go find this clone girl. So, you know, once again, it's like, goddamn, they can't catch a break. The Bad Batch cannot catch a break. Which this is probably when Sid is going to betray them initially, which Sid's probably going to be like, oh, well, the Bad Batch doesn't want to work with me, and the Empire is looking for Omega. I know exactly where she is, and that's probably how that's all going to go down. Now, the interesting thing, of course, is that if you remember, Rampart had reported that the group was dead from Kamino, so, you know, that's like a lie that still seems to be in place, despite the fact that Rampart is gone now. Who knows where he's probably dead somewhere. So yeah, interesting. Now they're after Omega, and now we know kind of at least one thing that's going on Mount Tantus. Now they were pretty vague about, like, you know, Nala Se's like, I know what Palpatine's after. I know what he's trying to accomplish. Which, are they alluding to him cloning himself on Exegol and all that? Like, is this all happening? You know what I mean? Like, it seems like they're implying that this is the connection, but they haven't actually outright said anything. Now, if they mention, Omega did mention that, like, oh yeah, some of these cloning experiments were done off-world, off of Kamino, so they're all top secret, and I was never told about them, right? So, you know, it's like, are they gonna drop the Exegol name of, like, yeah, some weird planet called Exegol? That's where the cloning facility is. You know, I don't know if they'll go that far. But yeah, this is really exciting stuff. I love when they like all right, Mount Tantus cloning, ooh, you know, Zilla Beast is back. That's really cool. Yeah, this is great. This is a great episode of the Bad Batch. It's funny that, like, you know, I thought for sure the Mandalorian episode 1 coming out, which was great on its own, a lot of setup for the rest of the season in that episode. I thought for sure, like, okay, well, that one wins today out of, you know, the Mandalorian and Bad Batch coming out on the same day. Mandalorian obviously wins, but then the Bad Batch comes out, and I'm like, I don't know, this is a pretty good episode of the Bad Batch also. So we just got 2 great episodes of Star Wars, and I don't want to hear anyone complain about anything. Like, I swear, if I go on Twitter, and I know I'm gonna see people complaining, but, like, we just got 2 great episodes from both of these shows, and I'm sorry, but there's nothing to complain about. So I better not see anyone complaining about, like, well, why did they do this? You know, like, shut up. We got it. This was a good Wednesday for us. Okay, let's just take the W and let's move on. You know. Anyways, yeah, this was awesome. Love the Bad Batch. Love the Mandalorian. Man, it's a great day. All right, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.